DM1. I can't. Hey guys, welcome to this video around the long shots for the MP5. I've put together something here that is hopefully going to give you a build as well as some tips and tricks for getting your long shots. I know that a lot of people have had no difficulty finding these long shots, but when I posted this up on Twitter and a couple of other places, a lot of people were very 50-50. There were those who said long shots were no problem at all, but those who said that they could not seem to get a single long shot. Me personally, I've been playing a lot of diving the hill, getting the hill time, playing trades, playing any engagements that I can, and therefore I only had 5 long shot kills over 2,500 eliminations. So I definitely needed to focus these long shots and take those correct engagements and play styles. And I'm hoping that those of you who are looking at this video have also needed to find a way of getting the long shots by focusing them, and that this helps you. First up, what I want to say is go into the barracks and check your long shot distance. Now this build is specifically for the MP5, but this tip works for any weapon that you're going to be using. Go into the barracks, check the long shot range. So for example, on the MP5, you can see it's 36 meters plus, and then use the ping system. I found that a lot of the positions that I was taking up, although when I was gaming naturally, I felt like they were really long distance kills. Turns out a lot of them were between that 30 and 35 meter distance, and that's why I wasn't being given a long shot kill. I needed an extra meter or two. So what I found is that I would ping an area, I'd realize that it was slightly out, and then actually instead of being stood on the heady on my side, I'd back up a couple of meters so that the heady's still there, I'm just not stood directly behind it, I'm further away, and that would give me engagements at around 35 to 40 meters and give me the long shots that I needed. The modes that I would choose would be hardcore, especially those of you who like it. I personally hate hardcore. I did one game of it, got 6 long shots, but I just really didn't enjoy playing it, so I left it. But if you are looking for a quick way to get your long shot kills, stand in a very long lane and just one tap people across the map. I personally don't understand how people like hardcore, but it's very effective for your long shot medals if that's what you're looking to just farm out. However, me personally, I'm doing it in hardpoint. The reason I've chosen hardpoint over something like a team deathmatch is because you are bottlenecking opponents. Opponents have to come to you at certain points of the game. They have to play in certain areas, and therefore you can post yourself up in some very specific locations. Something that wouldn't work in TDM, for example, because people can be just anywhere on the map, especially with this current spawn system. So definitely my recommendation is, if you're not a fan of hardcore like me, go and play hardpoint. As for playstyle, the way you want to be doing this is posting up like you are an AR. One example of this being that there is a hill on Moscow which is down around this little shop courtyard area with a tree in the middle of it, and usually as an SMG you're going to put yourself around the steps, you're going to put yourself on the point, you're going to be looking to deal with anything at a closer range who's threatening the hill. What you actually want to do with this class is go up into the shop behind the hill and just look into those like 2 long lanes that you have. That will give you your long shot kill, and that's the basic playstyle that you're going with for everything. Satellite hills, you've got loads of straight, long, open lanes. You particularly want to try and team shot with opponents because the amount of damage you're doing over that range isn't great. So if an opponent has already been damaged, then you have an opportunity to put them down really quick, especially at long distance. This weapon build that I'm going to give you is going to be extremely good at keeping your shots on point over long distance, but it's still harder to drop someone with an MP5 over range than it is with an AR, regardless of setup. As for the build itself, you're going to have a weapon that once you lock in your ADS, your bullets are going straight and true and hitting anything at the other end of that red dot. But in a normal SMG range, if the other SMG doesn't beat you, they've got a lot of explaining to do because this weapon is heavy. There is very little speed to it, and it will just not whip round the way you're used to with other SMGs, the way other people are going to be able to use their SMGs. Just to pre-warn you that it's going to be frustrating to use if you are trying to take a normal SMG fight. The build is the Millstop Reflex on the sight. Now, you can use any sight you want here, but I personally went with the Millstop. I just found it had that little bit of extra that I wanted, but not too much. There are some sights that you could go with, but I would only go up to about a 1.75 zoom. I wouldn't bother going with something like a 2 or 3 times zoom. On the muzzle, you're going with the muzzle brake 9, the 9.5-inch reinforced heavy barrel. On the body, you can go with steady aim or the target designator. The target designator will let you see opponents at a longer range. It'll bring up their name and health react to your target if you use the name and health bars a lot to spot your opponents. You want to go with the field agent grip, the 40-round drum. You want to go with the airborne elastic wrap, as well as no stock. Again, this weapon is going to show a signal really easily. So yeah, this is the build that I went with. It has helped me really upset many people who are definitely on the Reddit forums today asking for the MP5. Anyway guys, I wish you all the best of luck with your long shots. I know primary focus is things like the CDL, but the Cold War game is so great and there's so many attachments for...
Oh no, I got fucking assassinated, mate. Help me. Help me, mate. I got assassinated.
I can't tell what accent it is you're trying to go with there.